Hello. Hello, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Roger.
And welcome to the Whispering Woods listener and Reddit story episode. I don't know how many stories I'm going to share today because I just do them. I'm just going to do them and keep going until I'm done. So there we go. I've eaten loads of cheese. I'm just going to tell everybody now because I had cheese and crackers. Then I had macaroni cheese that Rog makes, and it's lovely. And he puts his lovely crummy topping, and it's gorgeous and very cheddary. And then we had cheesecake.
3 cheese.
Yeah.
3 cheese Saturday.
Yeah. Saturday, you got to have your cheese. It's the only way to roll in this day and age, Rog.
It is. Isn't it?
It is.
It is.
So I'll get straight into the stories. Let me just get my little cooking book. We did actually look it up, didn't we?
We did.
And it was a children's television programme. What was it called?
Big Cook, Little Cook.
Big Cook, Little Cook. See, I knew I got it from somewhere. I did remember what UAP meant as well, but only a couple of days ago.
Can you still remember?
Yeah. Unidentified aerial phenomena. 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 Okay, enough of that. Right. And this story is from Technical Bath 9108. Thanks for letting us share your story. Unidentified housemate. About 6 years ago, my wife and I moved into a house where we lived for about 3 years. When I first went to meet with the landlord and see the house, the landlord's son was present. While I was talking to the landlord, at one point, the kid asked his dad, "Are you going to tell him about the ghost?" The landlord reacted like you would, or if your kid just said something goofy and pointless, because they do that a lot, don't they? Mine do. Or they did when they were little. I laughed and the conversation moved on. At the time, my wife and I both had 50-50 custody arrangements with our exes. A few weeks after we moved in, I was walking through the downstairs part of the house and saw a kid walking by upstairs. It took a second for me to realise that we didn't have our children that week. I went upstairs and looked around, but nothing. I dismissed it, but over the next few weeks, I continued to catch glimpses of him during weeks when we did or didn't have our own kids with us. I don't have any particular beliefs about the supernatural or ghosts, but I know what I saw, even if I can't explain it. It was a kid, maybe a year or 2 younger than ours, but with brown skin and dark hair like our children. Finally, I asked my wife if she had seen anything unusual since we moved in. She immediately responded, "Did you see a kid?" I said yes, and we compared notes. We had both been catching glimpses of what seemed to be the same kid. One night, we both saw him, again upstairs, and I ran up the stairs into the room that he had walked into. Nothing. We said nothing to anyone else about this. Frankly, we weren't worried that people would think we were crazy, so much as that people would think we were full of it. After we had lived there for about a year or so, my stepson didn't want to come back to our house from his dad's. He eventually came back. His dad, we all got along really well, told us the reason, but asked us not to let our son know that he had told us, because he'd promised that he wouldn't. He told his dad that he woke up in the middle of the night while at our house, and that there had been a boy that he didn't know standing over him. His dad had eventually convinced him that it was just a nightmare and that our house was safe. My wife and I continued to see our ghost, but just didn't think too much about it. It never seemed threatening, just a passing glimpse of someone who shouldn't be there. We eventually moved. Haven't seen him at all since we moved. I offer no explanation, and am not emotionally tied to any explanation. This house and neighbourhood had been built in the early 2000s. Prior to that, the whole area had been the country. If there had been a house in that location before, it seems unlikely. It would not have been part of a neighbourhood / development. Neither my wife or myself have any similar experiences, before or since. Thank you so much, Technical Bath 9108, for letting us share that story. Really, really appreciate it. So, thoughts on that?
First of all, sad that it's the ghost of a little lad.
Yeah.
Seems sadder to me than if it was a fully grown adult.
Yeah, because it just seems like he's after a bit of company.
Yeah.
Not wanting to frighten anybody or scare anybody.
Malevolent in any way.
No. I mean, I do feel for the son.
Sure.
Because I can imagine not wanting to go back if you've seen somebody looking at you when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
It's not the best, because that would have freaked me out as a child. Like, I've always been into ghosts, but if I saw that as a child, I would have been exactly the same.
It's something else seeing it, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think...
But Mum and Dad seemed like they were seeing it quite frequently.
Yeah. And that probably helped with the children, just to keep it on the low. Like, let's just not make a big deal about this. Let's just carry on like everything's normal. And then they eventually moved, and it sounds like it all settled down.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Well, I hope the lad, the ghost, found some peace.
Yeah. Spooky and sad. I do wonder what was there before. You know? What was there before?
Well, I mean, if it was woods.
Yeah. Anything can happen anywhere, can it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And this story is from JAYOHESSESS. Thank you so much for letting us share your story. We saw something in our yard that night. I'm a freshman in college now, but this happened years ago when I was in 8th grade, and it's something I still think about late at night. One evening, my mum, my 2 sisters, and I were coming home from the dollar store. We parked in the driveway and started unloading groceries from the trunk. My sisters went inside first, while my mum and I stayed behind to get the rest. It was about 8 or 9 p.m. in late November. For context, our house sits on a hill, deep down some back roads through the woods. Our front yard is a downhill slope with a lot of open space. There are only a few trees scattered around, and on the other side of the driveway are dense woods. The driveway itself is very long. As my mum and I carried the last groceries toward the porch, we heard leaves crunching. We both stopped and looked into the yard. At first, we thought it was a deer. Its head was hidden behind a tree, and it was dark outside. But then it took a few steps backward, moving into the light from our front porch. That's when we realised it wasn't a deer. The thing was completely pale and naked, extremely thin, and standing on all fours. It didn't have a face. Its head looked like a mannequin. Its body, I can only describe it as looking like a demogorgon from Stranger Things. It turned its head towards us. Then it stood up on its hind legs. It ran across the yard, over the driveway, and into the woods. The entire time it stayed upright. Ooh! It was freakishly tall, so tall that when it crossed the tree line, the tops of the trees shook as it passed. My mum and I ran inside and shut the door. Once inside, we just stared at each other. I asked her, "Did you see that too?" She asked, "What did you see?" I told her. She said she had seen the same thing. We locked the doors and went to bed. The next morning, my mum went back outside to the area where it ran across the driveway. That's when she saw the prints. At first they looked like deer tracks, but there were long sliding marks between them. And as the tracks continued, the hoof-like prints slowly turned into something closer to paws. My mum stopped following them after that. Over the next few days, strange things continued at night. One time, we had the sliding glass door open that leads to the back porch. Our dogs were standing there, growling harshly. My mum and I were trying to figure out what was upsetting them when we heard it. A loud, distant scream, like a howl and a cry mixed together. We rushed the dogs inside and locked the door. Nothing else happened after that, and eventually we moved to another city for unrelated reasons. But whatever that thing was that I saw in the yard that night, whatever left those prints, I hope, more than anything, that I never come close to it again. Edit. I never specified, but I'm an 18-year-old male from Kentucky. Thanks for the love on this experience. I never thought so many people would read this. Ah, scary.
Thank you.
Kentucky got a lot of stuff going on and not just chicken.
No.
I do read loads of stuff in Kentucky. And as much as I love the KFC, there's a lot of stuff going on.
What do you think this stuff was?
I really don't know. It sounds a bit kind of
Wendigo?
Wendigo-ish, yeah. Yeah. The rake. There's so many different cryptids and stuff, and especially in Kentucky.
But changing from hoofed to...
Yeah, that was a bit different, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because I did think, okay, it was on all fours. So I was thinking, like, did it have two hooves and, like, two paws?
Right.
It's a bit of a hybrid something. I don't know.
Would you have followed it?
No, and I was surprised that they managed to go to sleep, to be perfectly honest. I would have definitely locked the door. But I'm not sure I would have been able to sleep.
No.
After seeing something like that. And I would have even freaked out just going to look at the paw prints. Whatever, hoof prints. Yeah. And then strange things sort of happening afterwards. The other day I thought I saw something. I've been getting a little bit freaked out lately. I was on my own last night. Maybe that's what it was.
Eating cheese.
Eating cheese. Reading scary books. Doing all the things. That I don't very often get a night off, do I, in my house? No. Because George will go and stay at his girlfriend's, but inevitably he ends up coming back. And I'm like, darn. I thought I was going to get a night. But I did last night, and I think that's when I started. Was it? I don't know. I've just been maybe a bit nervy. A bit like, oh, did I just see something out the corner of my eye? You know?
And what do you think you saw?
I can't remember. But I do remember it happening. I think I saw a shadow. And the other day, when I was coming back from... it was actually yesterday when I went down to get the cheesecake. No, I'm a bit serious. I felt like I was being watched. And I did walk up the lane.
Well.
It's a really dark lane. And there's no light, so I have to put my phone on. Little country lane it is. And I don't know, I just felt a bit kind of unnerved. Felt like I was being watched.
You didn't have Loon with you?
No, but I can't take her because I can't leave her outside the shop.
No.
Because she's scared of everything. And yeah, it can't be done.
But you made it back.
I made it back with cheesecake.
With cheesecake.
And cheese and crackers and yum-yums and cream slices and a big bar of chocolate. I didn't actually make it back with that because I ate most of it on the way home.
Oh. That's what Fridays are for.
Exactly. It's not very often I do that, but I was just like, I'm going to get me some of that sugar.
Do you deserve it?
I think I do. Why is this not opening?
Glitch.
Yes, there we are. Right, and the next story is from It's Fish 20. I do wonder sometimes how people think of their Reddit names. Reddit gave me my name, and I think because I did it on my phone, I wasn't allowed to change it. But people think of these names. I'm like, you people, you're just so quick and smart, aren't you? Because my brain wouldn't even come up with that. Mine is just like, when you try and be witty and you come up with them like Reddit name that, one of these cool ones.
Stuck with it.
Well, no, I mean one of those like it's witty. It's from a film or it's some known kind of, and everybody knows what you mean. And I'm just not cool enough for that.
This was.
Oh, I try. Right, I've got backache. And now I know that I've probably been a bit sort of stiff in this chair. I put my shoulder out a couple of weeks ago and it's still not quite right. So I'm just putting it out there so you know. Right? Right. It's Fish 20, Ghost Hunter. On a call with my mum earlier, we both heard a younger version of me calling. Had this posted on Glitch in the Matrix, but it was taken down for some reason. Someone told me to post it here. My mum has had the same cell number since 01. I've had mine since I was 16 in 2004. Today, at like 3 p.m, I was on the phone with my mum. Just normal stuff. Talking about my kids and how my dad's new job is going. All of a sudden, the call got fuzzy, like someone was crinkling paper right by the phone. And then this younger, yet stupid familiar voice cuts in and starts talking to my mum, just on a tangent. Something about how unfair it was he couldn't go on a trip. We could hear him, but he couldn't hear us. And eventually it just stopped altogether. And we kept the call going, commented on how weird cell interference is on new iPhones and hung up. Now going back and thinking on it, that voice was me. I remember that call to my mum when I was 17. I wanted to go to Alpine Valley in Wisconsin with a group of older kids in high school. And she said no almost instantly and would not tell me why. I was so mad at her for weeks after. I have a journal from high school that I found that evening has me bitching about it. Never had something like this happen. Legit confused at our universe right now. Ghosts, sure. People are strong and can for sure leave stuff behind. But a call from the past coming in clear as day, that's odd. It is odd.
It's very odd.
But it does happen quite a lot.
Does it?
Yeah. I've had experiences of wires actually crossed in those boxes. Because they can get crossed in the green. We have green boxes out on the streets and they can get crossed. But obviously that's not this. But there are so many stories of people getting calls from the past or calls from the dead. And weird stuff like that,
It's freaky.
Yeah. When I was a teenager, I have mentioned this before on the podcast, but my friend's mum had a mobile phone down by the side of her. And it was back in the day of the brick. Yeah? And Nat had been out for the night. And this phone rang and woke her mum up, Jan. It woke her up and she's like, woke up with a start. But there was no missed call or anything. But at that very moment, Nat was trying to get in the house because somebody had been following her home. And this mobile phone had rung, but nobody had actually rung.
Well.
So something had happened. Something came through, rang the mobile to wake her up so that she could let Nat in because some bloke had followed her home on a Saturday night. So yeah, weird stuff goes on with telephones.
Yes, but imagine that, though. You hear your own voice.
Yeah. Because you would, wouldn't you? I mean, you may not instantly recognise that was my voice, but after you've given a bit of time, like, that was me. It's strange.
It really is.
Yeah.
So what do you think that was? The voice?
It sounds very glitchy, time slippy, but now bear me out. Hear me now.
Hear you.
Yes, because I just think that sometimes, like, signals can get lost and then regroup.
Right.
You know, so that there could be, I mean, I'm not a scientist, but, you know, we get signals, we get really strange signals, don't we, from space, and nobody knows what they are. And they play back. And I do wonder if it could be something like that, which is still odd.
Well, yeah. I mean, to come back through their phone.
Yeah. And it was actually them speaking.
Yeah.
Would be more than a coincidence, I guess. But the world works in mysterious ways. I really wanted to know why the mum didn't want them to go on the trip.
Yeah.
Because it sounded like it was for, like, a reason.
That's probably another, another story.
Yeah. Right. I think we've got time for one more.
Thank you for that one.
Do that again. Right. Let's do that again because I've had legs for him. It was like that.
Thank you.
Get to Sharon Stone. Not quite.
Scone.
Bloody scone. Right, I think we've got Sharon Scone. You're such an asshole. I'm Sharon Scone. So this will be our last story. And this one is from Fluid Abroad 5232. Thank you so much for letting us share your story. I was about 4 or 5 years old when I saw a light coming out of my father's face. Once, my sister was hit by a car, along with her boyfriend at the time. He only had minor scrapes, but my sister broke her leg. It was a bit more serious, and she had to be hospitalised for a week, for a while. During that period, my mother stayed at the hospital as her companion. A few days later, there was a gathering of relatives at my house, and at one point, I saw some cousins my age in the backyard, cursing at something and looking at the ground. I approached them, and they said they were cursing at the devil and that I should do the same. I've always been a bit of a chicken about those things since I was young, so I refused and walked away. That night, I slept with my father in his and my mother's room. At one point, I suddenly woke up and looked at my father, who was sleeping on his back, so my view was of his face from the side. Suddenly, I saw what looked like a yellowish light peeling away from his face, exactly in the shape of a person's profile. The brow, nose, mouth and chin. But it wasn't as if it were his face. The light had a more generic shape, like a bald person, for example. Only the silhouette was human. I was terrified. I closed my eyes and covered my head. Eventually, I fell back asleep. It was a very strange experience, probably the first supernatural experience I've ever had. I had a few more later on, but that hasn't happened in almost 20 years. Maybe I'll tell those stories here later too. Oh, that's a bit freaky.
It's scary, isn't it?
I wonder, because that was just that was really odd that the cousins were saying you've got to, what was it, curse at the devil?
That's the devil.
Where did they get that from? What happened in the garden?
No, never.
Spooky. And what do you think that was with the dad?
I don't know. Sometimes, if I'm lying in the bath and the light's shining in, and I got various candles and things on the windowsill, I shut my eyes, look away, get a perfect negative image of everything that's on the windowsill. Wonder if it's similar to that. That's being rational.
Yeah. But there was no mention of candles or lights, and for it to, I know what you're saying, but for it to kind of peel itself away, because because I don't know if it was something good or something bad. And
no,
with the cousins
really say afterwards,
cursing out the devil,
it
was kind of like, I don't know whether it was something bad peeling itself away.
Quite possibly.
It's a bit freaky.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was a bit freaky.
Yeah, because it wasn't in the form of the father, was it?
No.
It was human form, but not
like
the
it was,
father.
Like it was lying and like taking cover or hiding, and then peeling. And it sounds very deliberate, like whatever it was knew that the child had woken up and was like peeling itself away. It just sounds really deliberate to me. Don't like it.
Scary.
Don't like it.
No. Interesting, though.
Yeah, very interesting. I loved all of those. And thanks again to everybody for letting us share them.
Thank you.
Well, I think that's it for today.
Thank you very much for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. And we will catch you again next week.
Have a good week.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.